Hey there. I got to tell you this story because I hadn't heard of it before. Sometime back in like 2007 or 2008, this group of folks decided to rent out a restaurant on Sunday afternoons. Here's the crazy part. They have no staff. Everyone who shows up to work in the restaurant are volunteers. So every Sunday afternoon, a group of people, some of whom have never worked in a restaurant before, all show up to all work in the restaurant for that afternoon, that evening, one Sunday afternoon. They rent this place for like $750. Not a lot of money, but the restaurant then gives them the food to be able to produce and run the restaurant on Sunday afternoon. People all show up. When they show up, they get menus. The menus have no prices on them. They order food, the food comes out, it sits on the table, everybody eats. When they're done, they get a bill. The bill says, the meal that you ate costs you nothing. Someone who came before you has already paid for it. Your price for tonight's or today's meal is $0. If you would like to donate any amount of money to the next people who come, feel free to do so. And they do for more than 200,000 meals for years. These folks, and every week they get donations, which pays for the next week. If they didn't, they'd stop. And there's actual research that shows that people will pay it forward more than they will spend when they do the choose your own price. So if you've ever sold anything where you're like, oh, just pay whatever you want, pay me whatever you want, pay whatever you can, they will pay less. But if you pay it forward, if you're being generous to someone else, if you're passing it on, they pay more. Research is already done, right? University, a guy out of the University of Berkeley and University of San Diego. The research is clear. Why am I telling you this? Because sometimes the best thing you can do in the midst of crazy days is be generous to someone else and invite them to pay it forward. They will likely pay it forward more than what you spend on them, and then the person after that, and you'll create a wave. You don't always have to be in sell mode. Sometimes you can be in generous mode and participate in this gift economy, right? It's absolutely incredible. The restaurant's been going on forever, right? And now you can be part of it. I'm telling you this because I just did it, right? Talking to a friend of mine, they're struggling with something, and I said, here, let me do you a favor. Let me just buy you a couple plugins. They're running an online store, and I'm like, I know exactly what to get you. If you're going to deal with SEO and what have you, you need Yoast. Let me just buy you a premium edition and the WooCommerce extension. Let me just pay for that and give it to you. And then you go on, and when you get good and you're doing well, you pay it on forward. I invite you to do the same. It may not be that plugin. It may not even be a plugin. It could be whatever context you're in where you know how to be helpful to someone else. Be generous and watch how it tumbles forward.